You want to find that drive and focus that has you locked in and on fire every single day? My book, The Mirror Motivation, will do it for you. I bought a copy for you. You take care of the shipping. The book is free. Click the link down there. I got you.
DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Topic of this video is you need to go out and get your ass kicked. Yes, you heard me correctly. You need to go out and get your ass kicked. And I don't mean necessarily in a fist fight, like somebody beating you up, but you might need that too. If you want to be tough in fighting, you probably gonna have to get beat up a couple times. I don't know too many fighters who won every single fight. And somebody might say, well, Floyd Mayweather won every fight. Oh no, he didn't win every fight. He lost some fights that wasn't on TV, all right, that he wasn't a belt on the line and you don't know about, maybe back when he was coming up in his hood or whatever. Everybody's been beaten, all right. Floyd probably got caught a couple times in sparring or something like that. But we're not talking about Floyd. We're talking about you, me, and everybody else out there. We all need to get our ass kicked. If you play a sport, I said this in my video on basketball where I talk about how to play as well as you practice. At some point, you got to get in the game against people who are way better than you, more experienced than you, more confident than you, tougher than you, more talented than you, and you got to get on the court with those people. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to kick your ass all up and down that court. That's what's going to happen to you. If players will ask me, Dre, should I play on the JV where I could be the star and average 25, or should I play on the varsity where I'm coming off the bench and I might not play that much? I say, if you're a serious player and you're ambitious about getting to the next level, you should always play at the highest opportunity you got. That's the one you should take. Why? Because you're going to get your ass kicked at that high opportunity. Where you got a choice between a lower and a higher. If you choose a higher, you're going to get your ass kicked there because people there who are probably better than you, you're not yet ready for that level, because if there's an opportunity between the both, that means you probably haven't performed at the higher level yet, right? That's why you got a choice. So yeah, it's people there that are better than you, more experienced than you, and they're gonna kick them. When they see you, they're like, oh, I'm about to kill today, because they about to kick your ass. And that's exactly what you need if you're gonna move up and eventually get good enough to do something on that level. You got to be on that level getting beat on, and eventually you become the one kicking everybody else's ass. If you're ambitious, if you're serious, if you have the mental toughness and you got the discipline to stick with it. In business, it's the same thing in business. In business, you want to get your ass kicked. Now, in business, it might not be a physical ass kicking. In business, you might take a financial ass kicking. All right? It might be a period where your business ain't doing what it used to be doing. It might be a period where you haven't done any business yet and you are a long ass time still not doing any business because you're trying to figure the shit out. That's an ass kicking that you're going to take in business. You might get with a business partner or a partner with a company and they do something that you weren't expecting them to do or you didn't want them to do, and you lose money. Maybe you lose a hit to your reputation. Maybe you lose a bunch of your customers. Anything can happen in the business world. And that's an ass kicking that you're going to take. If in a relationship, in love and relationships, I think many people who are watching this video, you probably gotten your ass kicked in a relationship before. And I don't mean domestic violence. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, seriously though, I'm talking about loving somebody and somebody breaking your heart. Maybe you getting cheated on. Maybe you really falling for a person and you really want to be with them, but they're not interested in you. And they go and want to do something completely different. Or something happens in that relationship and you lose that love, whatever it happens to be. That's an ass kicking that you're taking. Anything that you do in life, there are times where you're going to take an ass kicking. When you're learning something new, anytime you're learning something new, if you're learning something that's really going to help you get to a higher level from where you are right now, you're probably going to take an ass kicking at some point where you're going to be going over that information or taking that online course or reading that textbook or going to that class or trying to get that real estate license or trying to pass law school or trying to get through college. And one day, it might be longer than one day, it might be a month, might be a year, you're going to be sitting there like, God damn, what the hell did I sign up for? This is way harder than I thought. This is way more work. I don't know how I'm going to ever get all this done. I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Maybe I shouldn't have signed up for this in the first place. That is what we call an ass kicking. You are going to get your ass kicked. And you're supposed to get your ass kicked. Okay, I want you to understand something, because I had many people come to me and ask me, not many people, but a lot of athletes, let me put it this way. A lot of athletes will ask me things like, how do I avoid things? Like, how do I avoid getting my shot blocked? How do I avoid getting the ball stolen from me? How do I avoid a player scoring all the points on me? How do I avoid getting ignored by my teammates and nobody passing me the ball? How do I avoid getting cut from the basketball team? Listen, those are things you need to go through. Maybe not all of them, but you're gonna have to go through some of those things as part of your process of progress. The only way you're going to get better is by going through that stuff. You got to take the L's in life. Anybody who's walking around, let me tell you something. Anybody who's walking around bragging to you, or they're trying to talk themselves up by telling you that they never took a loss, that they never took any kind of L in any way whatsoever, but they're supposed to be good at what they do, they're probably 99% of the time they're lying to you. They're either lying about the L's that they took, or they never even been in the game. They're not doing shit, and that's why they never took an L. Because the easiest way to never take a loss, and when I say an L, I'm talking about a loss. The easiest way to never take an L is to sit on the sideline, sit in the bleachers, sit on your, on your couch and watch life from your phone or through your computer or through your television set, watching what everybody else is doing. And then you're like, well, nobody ever beat me. Of course nobody beat you. You never played in the fucking game. So of course you never lost. The only way you're going to get somewhere in life is you got to go through the ass kickings. You got to go through stepping into a business where everybody in the room is making more money than you. Getting into an industry where everybody in that field knows a whole lot more than you. Getting on a team where everybody on the team is better than you. And you like, yo, I'm the worst player in this gym. And you got to go through that, and you got to keep showing up anyway until you aren't the worst player in the gym anymore. Maybe one day you get to be the best player in the gym. Maybe you're somewhere in the process. You're not the worst, but you're not the best. You're in the process right now. If you're not going through that, or you've never been through that, or you're not looking for an opportunity to go through something like that, or looking for an opportunity in which you will go through something like that. Let's put it that way. You might not be trying to get into that, but you're about to step into something in which you will go through something like that, then you can't grow, you can't progress, and you're not gonna make any real impact on the world if you haven't gone through the ass kicking. You know what? Want me to tell you why? Because the only way you make an impact on the world is by helping other people. And the only way you can help other people is you got to be able to relate to them. See, if your position is, I'm up here, I never got beat, I've never lost, I don't know what it feels like to face defeat, I don't know what it feels like to doubt myself, I don't know what it feels like to lose, who the hell can you relate to with that story? Probably nobody, because nobody else can look at you and say, oh, you know what, me too, I never lost either. Why? They don't even need your help because they never lost. The only way you can relate to help people is you got to relate to people. The only way you can relate to people is by going through the same things that they've been through. What's going through the ass kickings, going through the losses, going through those periods where you're like, I'm not sure I made the right decision right here. I might need to turn around and go back to where I came from. But then you keep going anyway. That's the only way. That's the story and the statistics, right? The statistics are the people who take a loss, they quit, they die, they never come back. The stories are the people who take a loss, get their ass kicked, they think about quitting, they almost die, but they say, no, I'm gonna come back. Then they make it to the end, and then what do they get to do? They get to stand on stage, get on camera, write a book, and tell a story. This is what happened. This is what I went through. This is where I thought about quitting. You might be feeling that right now, but this is what I did. This is what I did. Instead of that, I came back, I made it. Now I'm here to tell my story. Now it's going to inspire you. Now you go do something with it. You help them. Why? Because you were able to relate to them. They can relate to you and your story. Now you become somebody that they follow. That's the process. That's the way that it works. So if you're trying to avoid getting your ass kicked, or you're running away from anywhere where you might get your ass kicked, or you're thinking about quitting a certain thing that you're doing right now because you've been getting your ass kicked, or you think you might get your ass kicked tomorrow, that's the exact thing you need to do. That's the exact reason why you need to show up again. That's the exact reason why you should not give up. Because if you're not getting your ass kicked, listen, your ass ain't going nowhere. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.